Morning, bud. Welcome back.
Hey.
I know you've been here before, but what's new? What's this week been like? How's preparations for the fight night this Saturday?
It's good. Nothing really new. I feel like, it's just another fight, man. Same routine every time I come here, and everything's been pretty good.
How's Vegas treating you? You mentioned same routine, but what is the routine? Do we hit any gyms? PI? What's the preparation?
Yeah, I always like to get out to the PI. Anytime I'm in Vegas, PI is like the number one. We got to the PI last night, got a little session in, probably go back tonight, maybe a little bit tomorrow. And the PI is awesome. I mean, it's one of the best things I think the UFC's ever done. And, of course, being able to have access to a place like that is amazing.
Everybody always speaks highly of it, and you would almost think like more fighters would have already just migrated to Vegas and there'd be like a PI team. But why do you think some guys don't take, and girls don't take that resources and run with it, really make the most of it? Why is that?
Maybe the same reason that I couldn't, fully move to Vegas and do that. Just because we have family back home, we have, jobs, businesses. I run my 2 gyms, so it'll be very, very hard for me to get away from that. Although I do plan a lot of trips out to Vegas. So most of the time, I'm coming out to Vegas, 2 or 3 times a year, and every time I come out, PI is priority.
Yes, sir. Speaking of come out with some people, I saw you coming in with somebody. Who was that?
It's my wife and my oldest son.
That's awesome. That's some great support right there. They're going to be at the fight?
Yep. I want to say it's the first time ever I have all of my kids at a fight. So, I'm blessed to be able to bring them out and get them to a show like this. And I think, like I've said before, and after the last fight, a lot of people complain about the Apex, but I think that's one of the best things about for a guy like me. I can bring my wife and my kids. They can sit front row, and I can literally hear them while I fight. So it's almost like I got a corner plus 4 more.
Man, congratulations. Thank you for sharing that. That's fantastic. Now, of course, somebody who won't be cheering for you, Hernandez, what was the reaction like when that name came across the table on that contract?
Big fight, and I feel like a guy like me that's been around the UFC for quite a while, I want those type of fights. And, whenever the UFC gave me the name, I was more than happy to take it, knowing that it's going to be a tough test. But if I can go out there and I can get a win over a guy like Alex, I think that says a lot and truly says that I belong to be in the UFC.
You kind of beat me to my next question. So this puts you on that trajectory, right, where you want to be, the path. What are the goals still? You're a young vet. What are the goals still in the UFC as an MMA fighter in your career? What do you still have to accomplish?
Of course, I feel like I've accomplished a lot, winning, the Contender Series, getting a contract, winning the Ultimate Fighter, getting a contract. But, I still want more, and I think that for me right now, I want to have a ranking beside my name. I think it's possible. I think that I can go out and with a win over Alex, maybe a fight or 2, and it always depends, the way fights fall out, all it's going to take is one top 15 guy to fall out or need an opponent, and me to say, well, I'm willing to step in and take that fight. Very similar to Alex when he stepped in and fought Dariush, right? He stepped in and fought a ranked guy and beat him and got a ranking. I think that's possible for me as well.
I know it's so cliche to say, right, but you don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, part of me being ready all the time is, I'm in a gym 5 days a week. That's my job. I run my gym. I run my classes. I also train and locally manage a lot of my fighters out of my gym. And, having to train with these guys and keep them ready for a fight puts me training, almost every day still. So I feel like I'm a guy that's always a week or 2 out of being really in fight shape.
Yes, sir. We talked to Dos Santos a little bit ago. He's also been in the game for a while, and he gave us an awesome answer. He still loves this. Do you still love MMA? Do you still love what you do?
Absolutely, and that's one of the main reasons that I've never stopped fighting. Even through all the ups and the downs of my career in fighting, things not working out in the UFC a few times before. It's just still, I love to do this, and a lot of people ask me, well, when you're going to be done? I'm like, I don't want to be done. Like, when I'm done, I won't be able to do this anymore. So, and then, my kids are coming up behind me, and I'm going to have to live life through them again. So, but no, I still love what I'm doing. I'm having fun each and every time I come out here, and right now that's what it's all about.
Yes, sir. And that's great to still have those goals and that motivation, be it the ranking, finally getting the kids to see you fight live, and how perfect right at this apex. What are the keys to victory? What do we need to do to get the hand race on Saturday?
I think just be patient, be patient and fight my fight. And, I have a lot of fights that I've gone out and I've fought really well. And I think this just needs to be another one of those nights that I go out and I fight really well, fight smart and fight hard.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And good luck on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, you spoke about your family. Obviously, your wife and your kids, they all train. What's that like having a family full of competitors? And does that push you to train even harder, knowing that you're setting an example for them?
For sure. And I love it. I wouldn't rather anything else. From day one, all of my kids have been in the gym training. And for sure, I feel like I've been a good role model for them to keep them on pace and to show them what's possible with hard work. And, just being a role model for them and being there with them when they need me. My son just actually fought I think his 10th cage fight last week, and he's 14 years old. So yeah, and I got to put myself in their position sometimes, and with the nervousness and stuff like that when they fight. So, but I love it. I wouldn't choose anything else.
And what's the biggest lesson you try to teach your kids, whether it's inside the cage or outside the cage?
Hard work, inside the cage, outside the cage. Just got to keep working hard for anything that you want in life, and it doesn't necessarily have to be fighting. It could be anything, right? But nothing's ever going to be handed to you. You're going to have to go get it.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you. Good.
Hey, I know when you were in the TUF, you met Carlos Vera. He's also having a fight in the UFC 104. I know you say hi to him yesterday. Have you spoke to him about you guys, the fights that you have, or not yet?
For sure, yeah. And me and Carlos, we go way back. We're both kind of from, he came to Louisiana, so he's from New Orleans when he moved to Louisiana. And I know Carlos from probably 10, 12 years ago, and we've been friends ever since. So when I knew he was in the Ultimate Fighter house, I knew I already had a friend there. So that was kind of cool for me. And yeah, we chat all the time. He was just in New Orleans. We didn't get a chance to link up and train for the last couple weeks, but I seen him yesterday and talked to him for a good while, and apparently that we're all in the same locker room. So it's going to be cool.
And last week in the UFC, we see a Chilean fighter, Ignacio Bahamondes, winning. Do you think he is going to be pretty soon fighting to get in the top of the division? Maybe how long do you think it's going to take him to win the title or fight for the title?
Oh, Bahamondes is a very scary dude. He's very good. And honestly, he's one of those guys that's got like that it factor, right? Everybody sees. And I've actually been watching him for quite a while. He fought a former opponent of mine that I fought I think last March. And so I watched that fight quite a few times. Very skilled guy. And after his win on this past Saturday night, I don't think it's going to take very long.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.